Easter brunch. I have my foil that I am putting in my pan here. Now, I got this ham for, well, I'm doing this before Easter, but you can get ham for anywhere between 60 cents and $1 around Easter, which is a darn tootin' good deal. Save your glaze packet. Now this is just a spiral bone-in ham. And what I do is I just follow the directions on here, except that I make a different glaze. Okay, so I'm keeping this glaze. And what I'm gonna do is, okay, I'm gonna go take this to the sink and get it out of the package. All right, so that's all I do. And then I cover my ham. Okay, it is about 4 hours before we need to eat. So I'm gonna turn this on about 350 and let it start cooking. Then as it gets closer to time to eat, I'm gonna turn the heat down to like 200 if this is all done. And I'm gonna put my glaze on. Now, I cannot read the directions on here, but that's okay. So I'm gonna throw this in the oven. This recipe is in my Dining on a Dime cookbook, gluten-free, dairy-free edition on page 202. You can take a picture right here, take a picture of the QR code and go to our website, livingonadime.com, or get the link in the description below. Now, you can just use this if you want, but I like mine to be a little bit better. So I just take this packet. Okay, now I don't have any orange juice on hand, but I do have oranges that I bought too many of. That's a whole another story in itself. So I'm going to squeeze the juice from my oranges here. Wow, that is a juicy orange. Looks like I probably only need a half, but go ahead and do this other half. Okay, then I got my honey. And my mustard. And my cloves. All right, now I got my honey. My spiced honey ham sauce all ready, so that when it needs to go on my ham, it is all ready to go. Now, you don't have to do this. We just like this recipe a lot. Oh my goodness, that is so darn tootin' good. It's not even funny. Okay, so that's ready to go. This video is brought to you by my Dining on a Dime cookbook, gluten-free, dairy-free edition. I have easy recipes that get you in and out of the kitchen quick. You don't have any of that grainy taste that comes with gluten-free recipes. All taste like regular food your family will love. Even the members of my family who don't have to eat gluten-free love eating my gluten-free cooking. Go to livingonadime.com and get your copy. Okay, I just took my ham out of the oven. It's been in there, about 3 hours, give or take. Now I did remove some of the juice. I poured some of the juice over top just to baste it. Keep it nice and moist, okay? And then I've got some of my brown sugar honey mixture here. Now I'm gonna put it back in the oven and let it bake, and then I'm gonna put the next coat of honey mixture on top. Oh my goodness, there is my ham, my honey baked ham. I did not put the second layer of brown sugar and honey on. I just decided to do the one. Oh, I can't wait to eat that. Ooh, it looks so delicious. Oh my goodness, that just looks so delicious. For our gluten-free, dairy-free dinner rolls, we are going to use all-purpose gluten-free flour and add our sugar and our yeast, salt, and eggs, water, and apple cider vinegar, and our dairy-free butter. Then we're going to mix this all very well for 3 minutes. Make sure you mix it for the entire 3 minutes. We're going to take our 8x8 pan and grease it with cooking spray that is gluten-free. Put dollops of dough so that you have 9 biscuits in your 8x8 pan. And then you're going to take and you're going to put water on your fingertips and smooth out the tops. The smoother you get them, the smoother your rolls will be. Then we're going to let them rise for 30 minutes and bake at 350 degrees. This recipe can be found in our gluten-free, dairy-free edition of our Dining on a Dime cookbook. Our new lay flat hardcover with full color pictures makes gluten-free, dairy-free cooking and baking quick and easy once again. This book is available in print and ebook form at livingonadime.com. Then if you want to test and make sure they are done in the centers, your digital thermometer will read over 200 degrees and you will know the insides are completely cooked. Then take a stick of dairy-free butter and rub it over the top, and you have your gluten-free, dairy-free dinner rolls. My entire family absolutely loves these. Okay, now you added butter. What do you think?
Well, definitely when it's buttery and when it's hot, it is like
dinner roll perfection.
I wouldn't even really notice that it's gluten-free.
You wouldn't notice that it's gluten-free, huh? Wow.
I mean, the texture is slightly different, but
not noticeable.
Not very noticeable.
Only because you're a taste tester for a professional cookbook author? I'm making a gluten-free carrot cake. First thing I'm going to do is shred my carrots. I've got a yellow cake mix here. And I'm following the directions on the back. Got eggs. And I'm adding my carrots. It's about 1.5 cups of carrots. And I like pecans in mine, so I'm adding a few pecans. All of my measuring cups have candy melt in them, so I've got my water and my oil. And we're gonna mix this all together. All right, now you want to make sure you mix the full 2 minutes because that helps the moisture, helps the gluten-free flour absorb the moisture, so then you don't have a grainy cake, okay? So now, I'm going to make them into parchment paper here. Okay, I'm just going to guesstimate. All right. And I'm going to grease the edges. And I'm pouring the batter into each pan. All right. Oh, yum. Delicious. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the oven and let it bake. All right, if you do not have a yellow cake mix that you can buy, you can use my yellow cake mix on page. $2.31 right here. You can take a picture of the recipe here, or take a picture of the QR code and go to my website, livingonadime.com. The link is also in the description below. Livingonadime.com is where you can get the recipe for my gluten-free yellow cake. Okay, now for my frosting. I am making a double batch of frosting because I'm making 2 cakes using the same frosting. So, carrot cake and Italian cream cake both use the same frosting. So I've got my butter and my cream cheese. Okay, there we go. Cream cheese and my vanilla, my butter. Now I'm adding my vanilla. I got this vanilla paste from a viewer. Thank you. Loving it. Okay, so I'm gonna mix all these 3 together and then we're gonna add our powdered sugar. And my powdered sugar. Oh, that is so delicious. And double, as my son used to say. Okay, so now we're gonna add our coconut and our pecans. And then I'm getting my big old spoon since it's a double batch. I think Italian cream cake is probably my favorite cake. And I think carrot cake is probably my favorite cake. Yep. That is darn too delicious. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I was not recording. Okay, so I got the first layer on right there. If you are dairy free, you can use goat cheese instead of cream cheese. And the trick to not ripping the top of your cake is to keep your knife or your spatula, this is an offset spatula, always on the frosting, and you're always moving the frosting so you don't move the cake. Okay, can't believe I did that. Whoops. Okay. Now, this is delicious, and I'm not going to waste any because the cake police will come after me, and then I will be in cake jail. Okay, now let's decorate. All right, There we go, gluten-free carrot cake. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna do is I have leftover strawberry jam here. If you don't have leftover, you can just use regular. And I'm going to pour water in here and let that all dissolve. It's just the hot water, okay? Then I'm going to pour my hot water in and drop in my tea bags there. All right, gonna let that sit for a few minutes. See if my strawberry jam is starting to soften up. Ooh, it is. Oops, I filled it a little too high. Oh well, I'll just be careful. Okay, so I'm just stirring all that luscious strawberry jam and getting it dissolved. Now I'm adding my sugar and my lemon juice. I like these little packets just because I don't have to keep lemons on hand, but you can use regular lemon juice if you want. This recipe for tea is in my Dining on a Dime cookbook, gluten-free, dairy-free edition. On page 35, you can take a picture of the recipe here, or take a picture of the QR code and go to the website livingonadime.com, or click the link in the description below. Get that dissolved. Oh, yum. Then I'm going to take and pour in my leftover jam. Perfect. See, don't waste that extra, okay? All right, gonna let that sit for the tea bags to steep, and then we'll fill it up with cold water. All right, tea has been sitting. Take out all my tea bags. All right, I am making ambrosia salad. Everybody loves this ambrosia salad. Okay, so I got my pineapple that I'm going to drain and keep the pineapple juice because it's yummy. I'm going to pour it in my favorite mug there. A viewer sent that to me one time. Refreshing. Okay, so I got my pineapple juice, or my pineapple, then my mandarin oranges. Now, lovely Walmart there. Walmart, you need to get it together. Ooh, I don't like the way that popped. Okay, they look fine, but I don't like the way they popped. Man, have you guys been noticing? Yeah, see how it didn't have the psst? So usually when it goes psst, that means it's got bacteria in it, so you don't want to eat it. Have you guys been noticing that? Oops, wrong thing. Just put it in with my pineapple juice. Have you guys been noticing how Walmart's canned goods are just really getting all beat up? Walmart needs to get it together. And then my cherries. Ah, no, they got me the ones with the stems. Oh, it's okay. I can adapt and pull off every cherry. Okay, I'm leaving a few to decorate the top. Actually, I'm gonna pull out a few pineapple and oranges to decorate the top too. Okay, and I'm gonna go drain. This is too much juice, so I'm gonna go drain a little bit of that juice. Oh my goodness, I could just eat it just like that. Okay, so now we have some chopped pecans and our coconut and our sour cream and powdered sugar and marshmallows. And we're gonna stir all this up. Man, I need a bigger bowl. Now you want to make this ahead of time so that the sour cream can take on all the flavors of the fruit. And then either whipped cream or Cool Whip, whichever you want, because you know Cool Whip makes the world a much better place. Oh, yum. Oh, this is so delicious. Oh, I love this stuff. An absolutely fresh washcloth, wash rag, whatever you call it, where you're at. Now I'm gonna decorate the top. Oh my goodness, that looks darn too delicious. There is my ambrosia salad. Oh, yum. All right, then for our vegetable, I am making a salad. And I just washed my scissors. I do not like the way salad is so chunky. In about another 2 months, I'm going to be having my own salad or lettuce in the garden. And then I'm going to cut up a bit of pepper. And broccoli. And I don't have any tomatoes. And I forgot the cucumbers. And if you want your salad to taste really good, take some seasoned salt and sprinkle it with seasoned salt. Yum. Right, I'm going to show you how to make deviled eggs. Now, these were in my egg cooker, and then I put them in cold water. Now, old eggs peel easier than new eggs. So if you're going to do this for Easter, get your eggs like 2 weeks before Easter. Anybody remember when eggs were 39 cents at Easter? That was so nice. And here is the modern way to make deviled eggs, okay? So cut your eggs. Make them all pretty. So then what you do is you take the yolk and you put each yolk carefully, hopefully not breaking the shell, in a baggie. Then I'm taking my seasoned salt. And my mayo and my mayonnaise, or my mustard, and my is in my gluten-free, dairy-free edition of my Dining on a Dime cookbook, page 161. You can take a picture of the recipe here, or take a picture of the QR code and go to my website livingonadime.com, or follow the link in the description below. My secret ingredient, bacon grease. Oh, bet you weren't expecting that one, were ya? Nope, because Tara makes the best deviled eggs in the entire world. Oops, I forgot those two. Okay, and then we are going to smush it all together. Oops. Make sure you got it sealed. Feel all the chunks and just get everything all nice and smooth. Okay. Then you're going to cut off your corner, and we're going to put a dollop in each egg. There are my deviled eggs. Oh my goodness, yum. Oh, this is probably one of my favorite foods. I'm making scalloped potatoes, so I peeled all my potatoes so I can just grab it up like that. I am greasing my, I've never done this before. Is this gonna work? Nope, it's too thin. Okay, so I am just going to cut up my potatoes. Layer them on the bottom. And I'm putting on my cutting glove because I'm tired. So I probably will cut my finger. So I have my first layer there. And I have my butter here. And I'm going to dot with butter. I've got my onion. So if you guys store your onions in the refrigerator, you will never cry. See, look, I'm not crying. See, I'm happy. I'm not crying. Okay, so see, no crying is happening. Slice my onions. Okay, and then I'm putting my onions over the top. Okay. And my next layer of potatoes. Okay, so my next layer of potatoes. And my next layer of onions. And I am not using any meat in here. I'm not using any ham or bacon. So I'm taking a little bit of bacon grease. So I'm doing half bacon grease and half butter. And I'm spreading it all over. Give it that delicious flavor. You can grease your pan with bacon grease instead if you want. That's really delicious also. And my next layer of potatoes. Okay, so now in this bowl I am taking my milk. I say do it in a jar in the book, but you don't have to. And since I am making this one gluten-free, I am using cornstarch instead of flour, which is perfectly fine. And my pepper and my salt. The recipe for scalloped potatoes is in my Dining on a Dime cookbook, gluten-free, dairy-free edition on page 130. You can take a picture here or take a picture of the QR code or go to the link in the description below at livingonadime.com. I did substitute cornstarch for all-purpose gluten. And then you can add onion powder if you're not using onions, but since I used onions, I am just mixing this up until the cornstarch is all mixed. All right, so I got my potatoes here. Yeah, it's not quite enough milk, so I'm just gonna add just a titch more milk over the top. Oh, yum. There we go. Now we're going to put this in the oven and let it bake. Oh my goodness, scalloped potatoes. Yum. Of course, my oven cooks hotter on the back than it does the front. That's okay.